from today's TMJ4.
This is breaking news now.
That breaking news, two blockbuster business stories tonight. Journal Communications, which owns today's TMJ4 and the Journal Sentinel, is merging with another media company.
And Cargill is closing its processing plant in the Menominee Valley, throwing 600 people out of work. We're going to have more on that in a moment. But we're going to begin with the late breaking news. Journal Communications is merging its broadcast properties with EW Scripps.
Scripps is a major media company based in Cincinnati. Journal newspapers will merge with Scripps newspapers.
Now they're going to be spun off into a new company called Journal Media Group based here in Milwaukee.
Charles Benson is live in the newsroom to explain what this means to you and for Milwaukee's largest and oldest media company. Charles.
Well, it's a major shakeup for the Milwaukee media. It means Journal Broadcasting, which owns and includes today's TMJ4 and News Radio 620, will become part of Scripps, a large media company headquartered in Cincinnati. It also means the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel will spin off into a separate newspaper company based here in Milwaukee.
As a company that dates back to 1882, Journal is proud to have a rich history that has shaped the way we do business today.
Journal Communications CEO Steve Smith issued a video release about the deal.
We've announced, alongside the EW Scripps Company, a transaction that will transform our two organizations.
The merger makes Scripps the nation's fifth largest independent TV group that now includes today's TMJ4. Scripps will enter the radio business as well by picking up News Radio 620.
The latest milestone in our company's history, this transaction will give us the opportunity to chart a course for future success of our print, broadcast, and digital local media operations across the nation.
The deal separates the newspapers from the broadcasting business. That means the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel will be the flagship of a new public company that will include other publications.
The result will be a company headquartered in Milwaukee with daily newspapers in 14 markets, significant digital assets, and journalistic expertise focused on excellence in publishing and digital media.
Now, there's a lot to digest here, and we are still sorting through the details. But as you heard from Stephen Smith, there's a lot of tradition with this company, and for our viewers and readers, the biggest change will really be the change in ownership. But what we do here daily won't change. Live in the newsroom, Charles Benson, today's TMJ4.
All right, thank you, Charles.
Other big economic news tonight, 600 jobs will be lost in Milwaukee. Cargill will close its slaughterhouse in the Menominee Valley on Friday. Katie Crowther is live with the latest on this devastating news. Katie.
Carol, we were here as workers found out that by the end of the week, they will not have a job. They were shocked, visibly upset. Now they're left trying to figure out what they're going to do from here.
The announcement was sudden and surprising. More than 600 Cargill workers now out of work.
I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, you know, this is how we live. I have 4 children at home and rent and bills, and I don't even know what to do now.
Monica McCarty relies on a Cargill paycheck. She says she and her boyfriend would have been looking for other jobs if she knew this was coming.
This is definitely not something that should be just, I hear about it today and tomorrow I can't come to work. You know, that's mind-boggling to me.
The city of Milwaukee had no prior warning either. Mayor Tom Barrett says he got a call from the company Wednesday morning. Cargill blames a dwindling cattle supply.
What has happened is the market conditions in this industry have changed in a very negative way. And to put it as simplistically as I can, there are not as many cows to be slaughtered.
About 200 of the workers at Milwaukee's Cargill plant will stay to staff the facility's ground beef department. The 600 workers sent packing will get their salary and benefits for the next 60 days. After that, they're on their own. But the city vows to help.
We will very proactively and very aggressively work with the company and, most importantly, work with the individuals so that we can help them find jobs where they can support their families.
Cargill says this is an unfortunate but necessary last resort. Now, the company will try to offer some of the displaced workers other jobs within Cargill at other plants around the country. It will also be hosting a job fair here next week for the local displaced workers. Reporting live, Katie Crowther, today's TMJ4.
Yeah, very difficult time for those workers. Katie, thank you very much.
New at 10, a female inmate at the Sheboygan County Detention Center has been found dead. Authorities are trying to determine how she died. The inmate is a 49-year-old woman from the Adel area. New at 10, new video of a man leading police on a high-speed chase from Muskego to Greenfield. You can see the vehicle weaving in and out of traffic on 894 as squads try to track it down. The 18-year-old driver eventually crashed after exiting the freeway in Greenfield.
Racine police are investigating the murder of 19-year-old Seymour McLean. He was shot to death last night. Police are now looking for the gunman. And Racine police still trying to figure out who shot a 15-year-old early Tuesday morning. He is expected to survive.
The man accused of going on an arson spree in Port Washington is due back in court tomorrow. Matt Gleisner of Wauwatosa is accused of setting at least 5 fires in trash bins, boats, and cars. That was the night of Fish Day. Gleisner had been kicked out of a bar. And in Madison, the woman accused of abducting a newborn baby sobbed uncontrollably on the witness stand today. Kristen Smith is charged with kidnapping her nephew in Beloit in February. Baby Caden Powell found alive, abandoned outside a gas station in Iowa.
A driver could soon face charges after a woman was killed in a crash at 11th and Mitchell. 27-year-old Jennifer Camacho Torres was a passenger in a car that was hit broadside early this morning. Police say the other driver ran a red light.
I was sitting on the porch. I came out to have a cigarette and I just heard a screech and crash, and it scared the crap out of me.
The drivers of both cars are in the hospital with serious injuries. Lawmakers in Washington may expand laws to protect women from domestic violence. Emotional testimony today from the brother of a victim in the deadly Brookfield spa shooting. The victim's estranged husband bought a gun from a website that did not require background checks.
Zena loved life. All she wanted to do was be a good mother to her 2 daughters. She loved Disney World, Rick Springfield, and helping other people. As a matter of fact, her last moments at the spa, she was begging her estranged husband. She said, "Please, this place of peace, leave these people alone." She was a hero. She was a beautiful person, full of goodness, and some good will come out of her death.
Radcliffe Houghton killed Zena Daniel and 2 other women at the Azana Spa back in 2012.
More than 100 young people staged an anti-violence rally in Milwaukee today. Youngsters from the Boys and Girls Club near 35th and Hampton demonstrated against violence plaguing their neighborhoods. In fact, neighbors stepped outside to show their support.
I care. It make me feel sad because people should care. A lot of people lose their life over violence.
And when you saw those kids walking, I came right to them.
The children ranged in age from 4 to 13.
The mother of a child shot in a van near 36th and Hadley last week says the system failed her and her daughter. Siobhan Smith has been trying to regain custody of her 11-year-old daughter for the last year. DCF placed the girl with her father and his girlfriend, Octavia Burton. Burton is now charged with child neglect.
But they didn't protect my child, and I just want to know why.
Police found Octavia Burton's home in deplorable conditions with roaches and dog feces inside. They removed 7 children from that home.
In West Milwaukee, a McDonald's was cleared out today after somebody sprayed pepper spray. Chopper 4 flew over the scene. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries. Highway 33 east of West Bend closed for a while today after contractors hit a natural gas line. We Energy's crews fixed that leak and the road reopened after a couple of hours.
Well, in about 10 hours, State Fair opens.
Chief Forecaster John Milan is here to tell us what the weather is going to be like. John?
State Fair tomorrow opening up, and it looks pretty good, at least at the beginning of the day. At noon, 77 degrees, partly cloudy skies, southwest winds. Still a chance for a scattered shower or an isolated thunderstorm late in the day. 80 degrees at 5 o'clock, 69 degrees and partly cloudy. at 10 o'clock. And we're looking at temperatures basically in the 70s and near 80 degrees in some locations for tomorrow. And right now we're watching Viper radar, which is showing a couple of showers that may hit our northern counties, but this is not a big deal. This could be a few sprinkles for Sheboygan and Fond du Lac. I'll be back with the full details coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, John. See you shortly.
Packers Extra now. Ted Thompson has signed a big contract extension.
Wayne Larrivee reports from Lambeau Field.
The Packers today announced a multi-year extension with general manager Ted Thompson.
I feel great. Like I said, I'm honored that Mark Murphy and the organization would like to have me stay on. This place means a lot to me. Counting the 8 years before and almost 10 now, that's a lot of your life. I'm honored to be a part of it.
Now for Thompson, his next priority, get the head coach Mike McCarthy signed to a contract extension as well. Wayne Larrivee in Green Bay with the Packers for today's TMJ4.
Thank you, Wayne, and Packers fans have certainly embraced Clay Matthews.
His mom says he has exceeded her expectations.
When he was at USC, he was a walk-on, and you know, our hope for him is that he just get a chance to play. And each year he got a few more plays, and then his senior year, his fifth game, USC lost the fourth game up at Oregon State. In the fifth game, Pete Carroll came to him and said, look, we got to get you on the field full time. And from that, he ended up being a first-round draft pick, and it's caught me by surprise. I'm not surprised because of his work ethic. He's so dialed in and focused, and so wants it, and nothing's going to get in his way. So, but I'm a little bit surprised at the celebrity part of it.
We're glad he's here, and you can see all of Vince Vitrano's interview with Clay's mom at TMJ4.com.
Coming up, a simple mistake leads to someone getting an axe through their windshield.
And a warning that will have you taking a much closer look at your phone bill.
And people are excited for State Fair to begin, but some neighbors are ready to cash in.
State Fair opens at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Now, most people are looking forward to having a lot of fun.
But others are thinking money. Shannon Sims is live at State Fair Park. Shannon.
That is definitely right, Mike and Carol. You know, we are down to 9 hours and 45 minutes before those gates behind me swing open. And I found out today that people travel from near and far to see what the fair has to offer.
Even though State Fair gates don't open until tomorrow morning, Bryce Alper and his sister can't wait to get in.
I love funnel cake. Every year I have to have a funnel cake.
For the past 12 years, he's made the trip with his family from Indianapolis to Milwaukee. The drive this year, though, a little longer than usual.
6 hours. I think even 7 because of Chicago's traffic. Oh my God, that was terrible.
When the family is not showing off their Clydesdales in the horse pavilion, Bryce and Bree love to explore.
It's because we have the ride right there, so we go there, get some food, and just hang out at our stalls.
The rides, food, and music draws people from near and far, though with less parking spots on site this year. Those that live around the fairgrounds are prepping their lawns and backyards for the overflow.
What do we do with this extra cash?
Oh, of course, after we pay our taxes, we use it to pay off a new roof, capital improvements that we do on the houses, use it for vacations.
And at $10 to $20 a space, it's like Christmas in July and August.
Most importantly, it's fun. I mean, you sit on the porch, you people watch. I mean, it's almost as good as being inside the fair.
But of course, you've got to be inside the fair, and the gates open at 8 o'clock in the morning. So Mike and Carol, let the cream puff eating begin. Back to you.
We can hardly wait. Thank you, Shannon.
And go to TMJ4.com for everything you need to know about the Wisconsin State Fair. The Wisconsin Supreme Court is going to hand down 3 major rulings tomorrow.
Justices will decide if voters have to show ID at the polls, if the state can run a registry for same-sex partners, and if Governor Walker's labor law, Act 10, is constitutional.
In Racine, an electrical problem started a house fire. 3 people suffered minor burns and smoke inhalation. A firefighter was hurt by falling glass. More news now, and artillery hit a UN-run school in Gaza today. It was being used as a shelter. At least 12 people died. The UN says Israel fired those rockets. No serious injuries after an axe came out of nowhere and smashed through an SUV windshield.
The driver of a dump truck left the axe on his hood while he was driving down the freeway near Boston. It flew off and hit the SUV. That windshield was smashed.
The driver of the SUV said that he saw debris coming very, very quickly and didn't have time to avoid it.
Boy, the passenger was covered with glass, but not seriously hurt. Well, you might want to take a closer look at your cell phone bill.
A Senate panel says some changes, or rather charges, have nothing to do with cell phone service. A report criticizes some providers for taking a cut of the money being billed by third-party companies.
Customers need to look at their bills, whether they're paper, online, and be aware and be prepared to call and question any charges they don't recognize.
And you can block third-party companies from putting charges on your bill by calling your cell phone provider. A nice day to get out of the office in downtown Milwaukee.
The mayor's Suits and Sneakers Day was all part of Downtown Employee Appreciation Week. Folks got out and walked in the beautiful weather. Chief Forecaster John Milan is here now, and what a perfect day to get out in the sunshine, John.
And if you were going to wear a shirt and tie and a sport coat, near the lake was where you were most comfortable. 69 degrees, that was the high near Lake Michigan. And look at this. This is the 5th day in the month with 60s for high temperatures. As a matter of fact, most of the month was 60s and 70s. We're in the top 20 coldest Julys on record for Milwaukee. And our high temperature, cool along the lake, but as you got away from Lake Michigan, because we had easterly winds, temperatures back in the 80s. We'll see them get back near 80 tomorrow as the winds go more west to southwest. Right now we're 63 in Milwaukee. Waukesha has dropped to 57, 56 in Burlington, 58 in Sheboygan. With partly cloudy skies, temperatures are going to drop rather quickly. Dew points are still comfortable in the 50s in most locations, so we don't have a very humid air mass. It's cool and dry, but we do have a chance for a few sprinkles to come in the next couple of hours, mainly in our northern counties. Our overnight lows in the mid-50s. Here are the showers.